Welcome, sir. Are you familiar with the ongoing rulemaking for the proposed USDA Catfish Inspection Office?
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of the recent GAO report entitled Opportunities to Reduce Potential Duplication in Government Programs and Save Tax Dollars that warns the proposed USDA Catfish Inspection Office is duplicative, high risk for waste, further fragments our food safety system, and estimates that it'll cost $30 million just to implement the new USDA Catfish Office?
I'm aware of the existence of that report, but I haven't read it.
Well, it's only $30 million. You might want to take a minute. So do you know, so you wouldn't know how much it would cost taxpayers to continue operating the Catfish Office after it's been established?
What I do know is that the proposed rule, and it's merely a proposed rule, has a wide range of alternatives, and consistent with the President's call for public participation and comment, the USDA is receiving a lot of comments, not only on what option it ought to select, but also on exactly the issue to which you point, which is the cost issue.
Are you consulting with the U.S. Trade Representative in the State Department? Because they obviously have significant concerns as well.
Yes, we have worked very closely with them on this issue.
Your bio mentions that you authored a book, Laws of Fear Beyond the Precautionary Principle, which Cambridge University Press synopsizes as, quote, attacking the idea that regulators must always take extreme steps to protect against potential harms, even if we do not know that harms are likely to come to fruition. Is this USDA Catfish Inspection Office driven by food safety fears or an issue drummed up by the domestic catfish industry and Farm Bill politics?
Well, the Secretary of Agriculture is very aware of its obligations to implement the law. And what the rule to which you're referring begins with is a recitation of the language of the Farm Bill of the statute. So he's in the implementation business in this area as well. And the analysis that accompanies the rule, as you'll see, it's very long, has detailed, science-driven account of the possible costs and possible benefits.
So, you know, one of the commentary comes back to the actions of Congress. They snuck a phrase into a massive bill which now has the effect, according to the General Accounting Office, that will cost the taxpayers an additional $30 million. Again, emphasize the redundancy between two different agencies and overlap between two different agencies, all in the name of, and of course, if this is implemented, it will cause a fight at the WTO. It will obviously increase the cost dramatically or even shut off the importation of catfish, which then the consumer pays a higher price even. There is an article in the Wall Street Journal this morning about the higher price of catfish triggered by ethanol, because the corn growers now sell their corn for ethanol rather than feeding various consumers of it in the animal world. So we find ourselves in a rather interesting cycle, which the ultimate victim is the unwitting taxpayer. Would you disagree with that rant?
Thank you, Senator. I guess what I'd say is that this is a proposed rule. Whether the adverse consequences to which you point are possibly going to occur depends on what alternative the U.S. Department of Agriculture chooses. Your comments and those comments of others who are concerned about one or another of the proposals are more than welcome. They are needed to make sure we make the right decision.
And thank you. By the way, if we get into this kind of trade dispute with Vietnam, it would cut off the tens of millions of dollars of exports that we have of our agricultural products to Vietnam.